Hello everyone, welcome again to the channel. Today I want to talk to you about Gnostic psychology, and we are going to continue with the series How to Be More Attractive. Today is the third episode, so let's get started. As you know, we are trying to improve ourselves, and in each episode I mention different topics that I consider are important to improve to become a more attractive man. Specifically, we can develop these skills to have a better life, and all of this transfers very nicely to also attract a good romantic partner for your life. So whether you want to have success with women, more success with women, or just better results in life, it is important to develop these things. So what do we want to improve about ourselves? We want to be autonomous, we want to be a leader, and we want to conquer yourself or conquer ourselves. So let's get started with the first topic. So as a man, it's important to be autonomous. You need to learn to function on your own, and I think this is very necessary even in most traditional societies, with women tending to do most of the things for men, and men just focus on things that men typically do. So a lot of men neglect learning how to cook, how to clean, how to wash clothes, iron clothes, or anything. So in this regard, they tend to depend on women, whether it is because they were never taught how to do it, they never learned, or they have some kind of cultural preconception or some bias about whether these are things that women should do and men should not get involved. But overall, it's better to learn how to be autonomous, how to live on your own without depending on anyone, whether it is a woman or someone else. Of course, it is better to know how to do things, even if you hire someone to do these things for you, like cleaning, cooking, or something. You will have a better understanding of what is involved and how is a good job done than if you have never done these things yourself. I think it is important also to teach your children, to especially men, to do these things so they know and they are able to function better in society, and when they leave their house they can have a better life, whether they are single or with a couple. It's very useful to have all these skills. As a man, it's important to develop problem-solving skills. You need to be able to figure out what is necessary to solve any problem in life, and this requires people to develop some kind of initiative and try to find solutions. And when you live in an environment where everyone is doing everything for you, you tend to be less self-reliant. And when you find yourself in a situation where your wife left or your girlfriend left and you find yourself single and alone, then you tend to go easier into some kind of negative feelings, because it is complicated. After all, you depended on this person, not only emotionally, but also maybe from practical things. And it is important to be able to find solution to every problem, whether it's in the house, outside the house, in your society, in company of friends. It is better to have these skills, and these skills, fortunately, they can be developed. It is important for men to travel. It is important for men to live alone, especially if they're going to have a family. They need to be able to learn how to live alone. In every society, this is something necessary, especially for men, because they are going to be the head of the household at one point. And I think it is something very desirable. So you need to learn also how to get what you want from life. If you don't have it, you need to learn how to do it. And there is a lot of information about how to do this, whether it's in media, videos, podcasts, books. So you need to cultivate yourself so you will find solutions for every problem. I mean, existential problems that you have in life. If you want to have a better life, if you want to become more successful financially, you need to be able to find solutions. If you want to have a good woman in your life, you need to learn these skills as well. So it is very important for a man to be less ignorant, to improve your knowledge every time. And of course, this requires some discipline, so you need to develop some kind of program, some kind of schedule, find time for yourself, create a calendar that will allow you to achieve these things, even if you work most every day. I think in most cases, people at least have one free day. So develop this schedule where you will have free time for yourself, also not only for everyone else. And it is very important to also never give up. That's why you need to develop this self-reliance and find solutions for your own problems, especially emotional problems. That's why you need to develop some resourcefulness. And resourcefulness is something that also you can cultivate. It is more an attitude than just having many skills. If you have many skills but you feel helpless, you will not have the opportunity to implement this knowledge that you have. That's why it's very important to cultivate a positive attitude about life. And the Gnosis also provides a lot of tools for how to be autonomous and how to develop on the positive attitude. We always recommend meditation, and meditation is very important. Also, of course, for the Gnosis, it's very important to awake our consciousness. So to wake up your consciousness, we recommend several practices like self-awareness. We want to do also meditation. There are also some practices that can increase the likelihood that your consciousness will awake, including ego death. And ego death will help you get rid of weaknesses, emotional weaknesses, psychological weaknesses that you may experience in your life. So the point of view of the Gnosis is that we want to have the opportunity to do a radical change, something that goes to the root of the problem rather than just changing your behavior. Changing your behavior will get you to a certain point, but will not change your nature, will not change who you are. So if you're feeling helpless and you just want to pretend not feeling helpless, it will work. It will work for a while, but when you face a difficult situation, that helplessness that was already inside will come to the surface. And Gnosis provides a solution for that, so you will get rid of the helplessness permanently, and you can actually become a different man. It is important to be a leader if you want to become more attractive. And I think there is this false notion that there are already too many leaders, but in reality it's not like that. In our society and probably in most endeavors in human life, we find ourselves in a pyramid. So there is less people that have positive skills, there is less people with strength, there is less people with leadership skills, and our world is always needing these leaders, because leaders are not just part of the herd, part of the whole people, that it is called also sometimes sheep that just follow whatever is happening without questioning. But to be a leader, you need to take control of your own life so that what you have inside will be reflected on the outside. You need to take your life where you want it to go to. And to do this, of course, you need some knowledge, but you need to have also some internal skills, and you need to practice and do things that are necessary to change who you are so you can become this leader, even if you're not a leader right now. This is, I think, the most beautiful aspect of the Gnosis, that you can really transform yourself and become a different person, a better person. So you can be in charge of your life, you can be your own boss, whether it is figuratively or in reality. I think if you have your own business or you are actually independent, you will have better results financially as well. Of course, you can have financial success if you are working for a corporation. I'm not saying it's impossible, but as always, I think you will have much better results if you are on your own and you have your own business, your own company. You can work on this steadily if you are currently trying to make a transition. So you have to decide whether you want to do it or not. This is definitively not for everyone, but most of these skills will be useful in life even if you're still working for a corporation. After all, there are always leaders even in corporations. So this is something that you can use anywhere in whichever situation you find yourself. It is necessary to think for yourself. And interestingly enough, to think for yourself, you need to find proper education, proper knowledge, and there are a lot of, how to say, books, good books that can help you to develop your own thinking, that will teach you how to think and rather than what to think. So you can actually become your own person and decide what is best for you, and you can make your own conclusions rather than following others who might not have your best interest in mind. It is important to make the right decisions and do the right thing, but to be able to make the right decisions, you need to live your life. So you need to make sometimes mistakes, you need to learn from the mistakes, and you need to correct your mistakes. And this is more than just rhetorical things. Of course, every person can learn from the mistakes, but in most cases, we repeat the same patterns, we repeat the same mistakes over and over, because in many cases, as men, we act impulsively, we act instinctively, and most of our actions and reactions are based on emotions rather than our own standards. We even sometimes betray our own standards, betray our own goals, and we go with the feelings. So for this, it's necessary to understand that all these feelings in many cases are just born out of ego. And that's why it's important, according to the Gnosis, to find your weaknesses and eliminate your weaknesses radically, So from the source, you can eliminate the ego that is dragging you down, and you can stop making the same mistake permanently, rather than just relying on discipline. Relying on discipline works, is very effective, but it will change only your external results. But inside, you will still have the same feelings. You will feel tortured by your feelings, and you will be somehow a victim of them. And Gnosis can actually liberate you permanently, so you can no longer have these negative feelings, negative emotions, and you can become a different person, be independent of these negative emotions that most people are ruled by. And finally, you can lead and protect others. So being a leader is not just about leading yourself, you can also lead others. If that is your goal, if that is not, you can still be a leader. If you are leading your own family, that is a very, very good thing to do in life. I think every man should be a leader of his own family. But to be able to do this, you need to be able to lead yourself first. And all of these skills you can develop, and so that you can have these good results in your life. And finally, it is important to conquer yourself before you can conquer others. It is important to learn how to control yourself, control your emotions, your thoughts, even your words or actions. And in life, there are usually, again, two approaches, which is the materialistic approach, which is very superficial, using some kind of self-discipline together with your willpower. You can develop some self-control and be able to control your emotions, control your thoughts, maybe your words or actions, but this will not change who you are. So the level of domain over your own self will be limited as well, will be superficial. And whenever you find a psychological trigger, you will lose control. You will lose control of your emotions, you will lose control of your thoughts, words, and actions. That's why the Gnosis offers a more definitive solution, so you can actually overcome negative emotions, overcome negative thoughts, and you can have better actions, better words, because you eliminated the ego that was creating the negative emotions. You eliminated the ego that was putting these negative thoughts in your mind. So if there is no negative source for the emotion itself will never repeat again. If you don't have a negative ego that produces negative thoughts, the negative thoughts will never come again. So you will have an easier time conquering yourself if you decide to take a more definitive approach, something that will change who you are and not just your external appearance. So all of these are very good things to do, like be responsible, be mature, avoid short-term thinking, acting, avoid short-term gratification, develop self-discipline, learn how to dominate yourself, become assertive. But all of these things, if you take the superficial approach, you will have results if you are disciplined. Discipline is necessary. But what I contend is the fact that if you are only focusing on the surface, you will not have enduring results, and your results will be less impressive, less effective, and certainly less efficient, because you are fighting against yourself all the time. So I think it is a much better approach to work on yourself, eliminate your ego, and this is something that you can do every day a little bit. If you work on yourself and if you eliminate the egos, that are creating negative results in your life, you can achieve all these things like being a responsible person, being mature, self-discipline, dominate yourself, become assertive, rather than just develop the habit of being assertive. Because if you don't find the assertiveness, yes, as an example, if you don't find the assertiveness in yourself, you can only behave like an assertive person, but there will be a contradiction inside of you. There will be an inner contradiction, and you will feel uncomfortable being assertive, and you will never actually be able to dominate yourself fully. It's like you're trying to hold the door and there's an invading army coming and banging on the door. The door will not hold forever. So you need to start to eliminate these egos. These egos are the army against whom you're fighting. And you're fighting against this army of egos all your life. So that's why you need to take an approach that will actually eliminate these enemies permanently from your life, and you can have much better results in life. And finally, of course, if you conquer yourself, you can conquer your life, and you can, if you dominate yourself, you can also be able to dominate others. And this will become a natural thing. You don't need to think about it. You don't need to plan for it. You don't need to pretend to do anything. You know, your strength will show on its own, and people will feel your power and they will behave accordingly. And again, I want to emphasize that the Gnosis is not for everyone. The Gnosis is for only a few people, for only a few men who actually want to work on themselves. It has always been like this, and it is not my decision. It's just that not everyone has the self-discipline to work on themselves. No, not everyone has the strength. Not everyone actually wants to do it. They are very happy with their life. They just want some superficial changes and have some good results, and that's enough. And that's already an improvement against most of the people. So if you become at least in the top 5% of people in the world, some people think this is enough, but for the Gnosis, this is not enough. So we want to actually change our life in a permanent and radical way. So that's all I wanted to say for now, and I just want to finish this episode by saying that you can take ownership of your life and become the best version of yourself, so you can attract better circumstances, better people to your life, and you have a more fully and more happy life. So that's all I wanted to say for now. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section. And as always, I want to remind you about the opportunity to help me support my work. With donations in every episode, I include information about different platforms you can use for this. You can also like these episodes, subscribe, and share the episode in social media. I hope to see you again very soon. Thank you for watching.